So you want to take amazing portraits? All you need is this. What's up, everybody? My name is Coco. I am a headshot and portrait photographer with a studio in New York, and today I want to talk to you about the only lens that you need to take amazing portraits. Now, when I was getting started as a photographer, I did what most of us do, and I bought a bunch of equipment. I bought so many lenses that I literally have a bag of lenses behind me in my studio, and most of them just sit there and collect dust. But after working as a professional for a while, I realized that there was one lens that I would consistently grab out of my bag to use for my portrait work. And that is this lens right here, my Canon 50mm 1.4 EF lens. So in this quick video, I'm going to show you why this lens, which you can buy brand new for $400, is one of the best investments you can make as a photographer and the only lens that I use for my portrait work. So one of the main things I love about this lens is that it's super sharp, and it's sharp even wide open at f1.4. One of my favorite ways to use this lens is to purposely throw the background out of focus in my portrait work. When I'm taking portraits, I love to focus on what I feel is the most important element in the portrait, the face. So even if I have someone who has an instrument or someone who has some kind of prop with them, I'm still going to focus only really on their face. And what I'll do a lot of times is use the lens either completely wide open or almost completely wide open. And I'll focus only on the eye so that even the rest of the face could be slightly out of focus as you get towards the ears. Or the background is definitely going to be out of focus. This is an awesome way to focus on your subject and really make it dramatic and make it impactful and draw your viewer in to your image. And I'm able to do that with this 50mm lens super easily. I know it's going to be good, and I know it's going to be consistent, and it gives me that versatility. That's one of the main reasons why this is a great portrait lens. Another thing I love about this lens that makes it an ideal portrait lens is that you can do everything from super tight headshots to full-length portraits and everything in between with this one lens. One of the greatest things about this lens is it has a very good close focusing distance. Now, it's surely not a macro lens, but you can get within 15 inches of your subject, which, if you're taking portraits of other people, is very close physically to them. And I love that I can just have this easy to use, light, simple lens on my camera and physically just move closer to my subject if I want to get a real close headshot, or move back a little bit, get a half-length portrait, move back further, get a full-length portrait, use it horizontally or vertically to get different results. You can do it all with this simple lens by just moving around a little. So not only am I getting tack-sharp results with this, I'm getting the bokeh that I love and really able to blur out the background when I want to, but I can get as close or as far from my subject by just walking a couple of feet without any kind of lens changes, without any kind of distractions, and I'm getting a radically different view, a completely different look, a completely different style of portrait, and it actually makes me more creative, not less creative, because having the fixed 50mm focal length forces me to move around and find interesting places and interesting ways to shoot my subject. The other reason this is an ideal lens, especially for portraits, is because it's really not that expensive. Now, before you go out and drop $2,000 or $2,500 on an L lens because you think it's going to make you a better portrait photographer, do yourself a favor and just get a 50mm 1.4 and use that for the next year and see the results you're going to get. So for $400, you're not only getting a great lens, you're getting a lens with a metal mount, with an ultrasonic motor, and that's actually made very well and actually has pretty awesome focus. In fact, I'll put the focus on this lens up against any of my L lenses, and I really don't hear or see a difference in the speed of the focus. Besides that, I'm now using this lens on my Canon R5, which is my go-to camera for everything nowadays, and it works awesome on the new camera. So I'm not looking to buy another 50mm lens because this one is doing the job and doing it well for me. In addition to being made very well and being very reasonable to buy brand new, look how tiny it is. It's a great lens to just put on your camera and do what you have to do. It doesn't take up a lot of space, even on an R5 with the adapter that you need to have it for an RF camera. It's still quite compact, it's not cumbersome, it's one of the easiest lenses to just put on your camera and shoot with. It makes life easy. The camera's not gonna be weighed down like it is with a 70-200 or something like that. And it's just a joy to shoot with because physically it's not obtrusive. And it's also very unobtrusive as being in between you and your client. It's a small lens close to the body of the camera, so it doesn't have that kind of visual impact that a bigger lens like a 70-200 2.8 has on a client, especially someone who maybe doesn't like getting their picture taken and might be a little bit nervous. So this is a lot less intimidating when you walk around with it on your camera. Well, there you have it. Now you know why my 50-1.4 is my go-to portrait lens, and it's really the only thing you need if you want to take some awesome portraits yourself. So before you go and drop $2 or $3 grand on an L lens or on a zoom lens or even on an 85mm lens, go get yourself a 50-1.4. You won't regret it. You'll wind up using it probably more than any other lens in your bag, and you'll be glad you did. All right, everyone, well, that's it. If you liked this video, please let me know. If you agree with me and you think a 50mm lens is a great portrait lens, let me know in the comments. If you disagree with me and you think I'm totally wrong, I'd love to hear from you too. Do me a favor and subscribe to my channel, and I'm looking forward to doing the next one. If there's something you want me to talk about specifically, let me know that too. I'd love to hear from you. All right, bye everyone, see you next time.